Hello there! If you have followed all of our advice previously, you are supposed to have a decent CV now. Is it enough? Not yet. You are still missing one important step: tailoring your CV to the role you are applying for. Why is this step necessary? Making your CV appear too generic will give the impression that you have made little effort in the application process. Also, since the recruiter may only have 10 seconds to scan through your CV, you will definitely want to highlight the most relevant information to attract their attention. As discussed in our previous lesson, steps to prepare your CV. After getting ready for the master version of CV, you can then start to develop different versions of CV based on different functions or industries you are applying for. This is what we called first-step tailoring. Here you will need to consider several factors. CV template and layout. This should reflect the general style of the industry you are applying for. You can normally get some ideas via the company's website or their employees you talk to. For example, if you target at chemical industries, a traditional CV is more suitable than a CV with lots of colors and graphs. Vice versa, those recruiters in creative industries may not have interest in a plain CV. What to include and not to include. You may have been very active in extracurricular activities in the past and have several fantastic experiences to write about. If you apply for graduate programs or other positions that require high people skills, of course, you should include them in your CV. However, if you are applying for a technical position, having a big focus on these extracurricular activities may distract people or even make them think, "Are you a suitable person for this technical role?" In this case, you may want to keep this part to a limited length or sometimes even exclude them totally. Job title and bullet point priorities. Sometimes, the job title we used to have can be too general, misleading, or there is even no job title. This is dangerous, as the job title is normally what the recruiters read first when they check your previous working experience. You can consider to apply a job title that is easy to understand and relevant to the function you apply for. It is also possible that you have different job titles for the same experience in different CVs. For example, you used to do an internship related to logistics planning and sales support. You may want to rename it Logistics Planning Intern when you apply for a supply chain-related position, and name it Sales Support Intern when you apply for sales or marketing-related positions. Of course, you will put those most relevant bullet points at the top of your list. On the screen, you can find two versions of the description for the same experience, based on different application tracks. Then we will perform the second step tailoring, based on the specific position you are applying for. The job description normally tells you what the employer wants, but also talk to people who know the organization to pick up additional clues about who they like to recruit. It is vital to remember the following points. Reflect their priorities rather than what you think are most important. For instance, if business development is a key requirement, then put your experience of this at the top of your list of your skills, even if this is a relatively small part of what you currently do. Include content that reflects the organizational culture. For example, if a company is target-driven, then mention where you have met or exceeded goals. If innovation is important, then include examples of where you have used initiative and creativity. Take keywords from their job details and include these in your CV to reinforce the match. Be careful not to include jargon, which may be commonly used in your industry but alien in others. Nowadays, a lot of big companies are using recruitment software to automate part of the screening process. The system may provide a score for each candidate to help the screening process. Also, the applicant tracking systems extract data from your uploaded CV onto a database that is then searchable by recruiters. Here are a few tips how to make your CV more friendly to these systems. First, include keywords in your CV that recruiters are likely to use when they are searching the database for candidates, so you will appear in the search results. This is even more powerful when you do the open application. Send your application to a recruitment agency, or write your LinkedIn profile, because keyword searching is often used in these 3 scenarios. Second, describe your experience in different ways if possible. For example, if you need to highlight your training experience, then use keyword variations like learning and development, as recruiters will use different terms in their search. Third, put your home address on your CV, as recruiters often use location as a filter in their searches. If you leave it blank, you may not come up in search results at all. If you are looking for a new role in a different country, then state the particular country or countries after your contact details, so that this will be picked up in the search. Also, if applicable, state your work permit status in the Netherlands if this is unclear. In the end, you need to make a balance here. Your CV will be eventually read by human beings, so do not go too far to make your CV machine-friendly at the cost of human CV screening.